or I am 100% sure, or I am of the opinion should be avoided. Now one more thing is to be remembered, that the charge sheet as far as possible should also make a mention of the fact that the worker will be allowed to put up his defense. Now for which the rules of the organization have to be seen, whether the defense is to be through an advocate or a lawyer, or through a union leader, or through a colleague, or whatever. But giving up of a defense, a right to put up a defense, is again an element of natural justice which has to be catered at any cost. And at last but not the least, make a mention that his subsistence allowance is paid, because non-payment of the subsistence allowance would vitiate the inquiry, and he has to pay his subsistence allowance as per the rules of the organization. These are the things which should not be forgotten whenever you think of the chief characteristics of a good charge sheet.
Now we have understood the charge sheet. Now let's understand how do we serve it.
Now one thing is to be remembered, that a charge sheet which is made but which is not served has the same effect as not giving the charge sheet at all. So the mode of service of the charge sheet is very important. What do we try to get from this? What we get is, or what we want is, that the concerned worker should acknowledge the receipt of the charge sheet. He has received it. You tell him orally that you have been charged and collect the charge sheet from the office, so he should collect it, and on the counter paper he has to sign it, so that tomorrow it would be an evidence that he has received the charge sheet. Secondly, you may even send it by courier, but again the trouble would arise if tomorrow he says he did not receive the courier itself. Acknowledgement is very important, and when it comes to acknowledgement, we have to, by way of abundant caution, keep in our mind that a authorized or a good mode of service is always preferable. Now what could be the good mode? Say for example, sending the charge sheet by registered post acknowledgement due. Now here the Postal Act as well as the postal rules come into picture, so this is a good mode. Plus one more thing, the rules of the organization or the standing orders have to be seen. If the standing orders say that you have to affix a copy of the charge sheet on the notice board, well, the mandate which is contained in the standing orders or the rules has to be obeyed at any cost. So these are some of the modes. Even a hand delivery would do good. What we want is that the worker should acknowledge it. Acknowledgement is important because it forms a part of the record in the regular inquiry before the inquiry officer. So in order to ensure that tomorrow there might be a denial also that I have not received the charge sheet, then how are you to negativate that? For which a signature of the worker that he has received the charge sheet is a must.
Friends, we have many such programs in store for you. Please keep in touch with us. Thank you.